I am using 2 colors of linen fabric and some ribbon. Wash the fabric before you start, and then the more you wash the napkins, they will get more and more beautiful. Start by finding the grain line. I pull on a thread and then I cut according to the thread. Trim away the selvage. These napkins will be 35 centimeters when they are finished, so I start by measuring 45 centimeters and I pull a thread and cut accordingly. On this fabric you will fit about 6 napkins. Measure 45 centimeters and cut so you get squares. Start by folding 1 centimeter on all the edges and press. Fold 1 more time, but this time you should fold 3 centimeters. Do this all the way around. Now when you unfold you can see the corner, and I'm going to trim away some excess fabric, so I am measuring 1 centimeter from the corner and drawing a line. Trim away that fabric. Fold the corner like this, keep the first centimeter folded, and then you're going to sew with 1 centimeter in seam allowance and a straight stitch. Sew towards the corner. Trim away some excess fabric close to the corner. Do not trim away too much. And once you have sewn all the 4 corners, you can turn them and make sure that you get a straight corner. Press. Now it's time to sew a decorative seam. I'm using this needle. It has wings on it, so it will make larger holes when you sew. Change the presser foot to one that has room for a decorative seam. Try some of your decorative seams and choose which one you're going to use. Since I've pressed my napkin, I can see where I'm supposed to sew. I want my seam exactly where the hem is. And I can mark with a tape on the side so I can hold the same seam allowance all the way around. I'm starting on the middle of one of the sides and then I sew all the way around. Try to make neat and tidy corners. Now your napkin is finished. I'm going to make some nice napkin rings so you can follow along how to make those. On my Patreon you will find a downloadable pattern which will show the napkin ring. I start by pressing on some fusible interfacing on the wrong side of the fabric, which is going to be the ring. Fold in 1 centimeter on each of the sides and press. Fold it in half, press and sew a straight stitch so you can keep the side closed. Here I'm going to sew a gathering stitch and then I'm going to gather this piece and I'm also going to fold where I have sewn this gathering seam. And then I'm going to twin it around to make a rose. Use a needle and thread and sew the rows together in the bottom. In the center of this piece I'm going to sew the rose, but I'm going to have some ribbon under it, and then I continue on sewing through the ribbon and the ring. Secure your seam with some knots on the wrong side. I would like to have some raw edges on my rows, so I take away some of the threads on the edge. Make a ring and then I hand stitch with a seam that is on the diagonal. So I sew from the one side on the diagonal and then I sew back. In this way I'm going to get kind of a zigzag seam over the edge. Once you have secured your seam with some knots, you are finished.